Okay, welcome back, everybody. Your last warm up for the first quarter. Wow, where did the time go? We must be having fun, right? Time flies when you're doing math. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, this warm up, I want you to copy down these questions, and this is a little bit of a recap for some of our logistics or sort of classroom rules, things you have to remember going forward because you will be losing more points in the second quarter if you don't follow these directions. Okay, first, what is a perfect heading? Write that down, right? What must you do with most assignments before clicking turned in? Still having some kids click turned in, and I have no evidence that they did anything besides click turned in. What tabs are in the Google Classroom to help you? When you go to Google Classroom and go to classwork, there's tabs for the work for each week. There's tabs for things I don't have time for. I have some read alouds for books and stuff, but there's a couple others I want you to be aware of and know that they are there to help you. Okay. When can I get extra help from Mr. Daniel? Okay. I'm here to help. I want to help. Okay. I'm working really hard to do things for you, and I will work really hard to help you get an A or a B if you desire that. Okay. When can you get my help? Okay. All right. Then you're going to do these two diamonds. Okay. Remember, you're multiplying, getting a product on top, adding, getting a sum on the bottom. And then you're going to use the generic rectangle and the standard algorithm to multiply 38 times 62. And then here's a tough challenge one for you. 418 times 27. We haven't done any 3 digits yet. I want to see if you guys can handle that. Okay. Then you're going to round these three numbers, 527 and 21 hundredths. Remember, the word and is used only to designate a decimal or transition from a whole number and a fraction for mixed numbers, right? So 4 and 2/3, you would use the word and to go from whole numbers to include the 2/3, the parts. This is a mixed number. These are mixed numbers. They have whole numbers and decimals, okay? And we use the word and to signify that decimal. 64 and 45 thousandths, 430 and 263 thousandths. And remember, if you forgot how to write the decimal part in words, you can take all the numbers to derive the decimal, right? In this case, 263. In the other case, 45 or 045 even. You want to write everything to derive the decimal on top. Put zeros under each one, each digit. That's why I got to include that 0, right? And then put a 1 in front of it. So I have 263 thousandths. Easy to read as a fraction. So if you have trouble reading it as a decimal, do this trick. And then you can say, this is going to be 45 thousandths. Okay? All right. Go ahead and try that, and then come back to me once you've done everything you can, and then we will go over these answers and see how you did. Okay? All right. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had an easy time with this, and were even able to get that challenge problem, right? Multiplying this 3-digit with the generic rectangle. All right, first off, the perfect heading. It should include your first and last name, the date, Daniel, first period or fourth period, depending on which math class you're doing. Don't just put math. I have more than one math class. Okay, and you want to get in the habit of using your teacher name. Make sure you're capitalizing Daniel and capitalizing your first and last name. Okay. What else is included? If you are working out of the book, you should include the page number or problem numbers. Okay. All right. What must you do? And most of you are doing a great job on this. You must take a picture of your work and submit that picture. Okay, don't click turned in if you're not going to show me anything, because you didn't turn anything in. You just clicked, right? That was a mistake to click turned in if you're not actually submitting work. Okay, and some of you need to practice your pictures. Okay, I should be able to read your heading in the picture. Make sure I can. If not, if it's fuzzy, if it's dark, take another picture, please. Get some more light on the subject. Focus in a little bit better. Okay, you need to do that. That's part of your neatness. I can't grade you on work I can't read, if I can't decipher it, okay? So you got to get better on that. I'm going to be more strict on that next quarter, okay? What tabs are available? Hopefully most of you knew there's a resource tab, has all sorts of things in it, including videos on how to take better pictures and submit work, right? And I also have the how do I, or how can I get this done, right? Where I'm submitting like math antics videos and videos I've made on how to do things like estimate and round and how to do averages in science and stuff like that, okay? Make sure you're doing that. And go watch them again. There's nothing wrong with watching something again to review something. I watch the things again, and I almost always pick up something new the second or third time I watch it, or fourth or fifth. That movie Airplane. I catch jokes in there. Fifth, sixth times I watched it, I catch jokes I didn't catch the first few times. All right, so on to the next one. When can I get extra help? Usually my afternoon Zooms. Okay, some people are staying after our regular classroom Zoom. That's an option. You can also come to my afternoon Zooms. Okay, those aren't going to be as long as they have been because I'm going to assign certain people. If you didn't get an A or B, we're going to have a recap Zoom at the end of the day, second quarter. And if after 2-3 weeks you're getting an A, I will allow you to exit out of that recap soon, or stay if you want, because I think people will think it's helpful. And if you're getting an A or B after 4 or 5 weeks, right? Okay, so that's an option. 2 o'clock afternoon Zooms, right? All right, here we are. 6 and 7, when you multiply, you get 42, and when you add, you get 13, and 9 times 6 as a product of 54, sum of 15. Okay? Now these two generic rectangles, 38 times 62. First I'm going to do the standard algorithm. I go 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1, 7. Put that placeholder because really that's 60, not 6, right? Cross out the carry mark so I don't get confused. 6 times 8 is 48. I put the 8 there and carry the 4. And then 6 times 3 is 18 plus 4, 22. So on this one, I get 2,356. Let's see what I would get if I use the generic rectangle. Okay, I'm using the 60 and then the 2 and then the 30 and the 8. And this is a basic fact. 3 times 6 is 18. Whoops, that's supposed to be a 30, isn't it? And I'm going to move the decimal over 2 spots. 0, 0, 1800 is 30 times 60. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm going to move the decimal over 1 spot. That's 60. So 8 times 6 is 48. I'm going to move the decimal over 1 spot. So that makes 480. And 8 times 6 is 16. So I have 1800, 480, 60, and 16. That's a 6, 15, 13, and 2. Same answer. All right, that challenge problem. What are you going to do with the 418 and 27? Well, when I go multiply the standard algorithm, 56 and 7 and 5 is 12, and 28 and 1 is 29. And I'm going to put the placeholder here and cross those out and go 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1, and 2 plus 1 is 3, and 8, and I go add. $11,286. Now, standard algorithm for 418, each number that's not a 0 gets its own place here, its own part of the rectangle. So I'm going 400, and then I'm going 10, and then I'm going 8. Now this 27 is just like you have been doing, a 20 and a 7. You guys see how we do that? We just add another box. So I'm going to have 6 things to add instead of 4, right? Because I have 3 times 2 digits. 3 times 2 is 6. So 2 times 4 is 8, and I'm moving the decimal over 1, 2, 3 spots. I get 8,000. 2 times 1 is 2, moving the decimal over 2 spots. I get 200, and 2 times 8 is 16, but I'm going to move the decimal over one spot. So it says 16, I get 160. 7 times 4 is 28, move the decimal over twice. 7 times 1 is 7, move the decimal over once. And 7 times 8 is 56. So I'm adding 6 things now. 8,000, 2,800, 200, 160, 70, and 56. 6, 12, and 6 is 18. Carry the 1. 11, 12. Carry the 1. 9, 10, 11. And guess what? Same answer. We must have done it right. Okay? All right. Rounding this to the nearest tenth. The tenth is, remember, .ths is right next to the decimal. So who's that knocking on my back door? Right? So that's less than 5. I'm leaving the 2. 527 and 2/10. 0, who's that knocking on my back door? It's not 5 or more, so it's 4 less. Lose that mess. 64, and I'm going to put the 0 here, okay? Because I want it to go to the 10th place. Okay, this time it's the 2. Who's that knocking on my back door? Is it 5 or more? Raise the score. It's a 6, right? So that 2 turns into a 3. Everything to the right disappears. And 10's place, that's a 2. 7's to the right, so the 2 goes to a 3. That's 530. 10's place is a 6. To the right is a 4, so the 6 stays the same. That's just 60. 10's place is a 3. To the right is a 0, so I'm not raising the score. I'm losing the mess. 430. Hundredths, there's a 1 there. There's nothing to the right. So I'm saying 527.21. There's a 4 there. There is a 5 to the right, so I got to raise the score. That 4 turns into a 5. 64.05. There's a 6 there. There's a 3 to the right. Lose that mess. 4 less, right? So I'm going 430.26. Now hundreds. This is going to be 500. How many hundreds will this be? Well, there's a 0 in the hundreds place, but there's a 6 there. I'm going to round that to 100. Okay, check that out. And this one here is a 4 with a 3 next to it, so I'm rounding that to 400. Okay, hope you enjoyed this warm-up. Hope you did well. Pat yourself on the back. You finished the last warm-up for the first quarter. Okay,